Okay, so already start record, so I will proceed the class. Let me change. Okay, so this first we go to chapter 7, which is functional and modular programs. Okay, so for this, wait. Okay, modular program. Modular program is breaking a program up into a smaller manageable functions or modules. Okay, so function is a collection of statements to perform a task. And motivation for modular programs is to improve the maintainability of programs and simplifies the process of writing programs. So the long program, you can organize it. Basically, functions and modular program, this one is for organize the programs. Okay, so for example, you have a main module. Inside you have module 1, 2, and 3. And then you can organize it to become module 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, or 3A, 3B. Okay, so you are for organize it. So for this example, program syntax between the conventionals and modular programs. Okay, so for example, you look at this. This is the conventional one. So normally we will have the statement 1, 2. Okay, so if the function 1, else the function 2, and so on. So if you have many functions, you will have if, elif for very long one. Okay, so if you have the modular program, you can call it like you can put it the statement 1, 2, and call the functions out. So you can separate it to function 1, one functions, function 2, another function, function 3, another functions. Okay, and then you will call it out at the main functions. Okay, for conventional, you just step by step, one by one, follow from A to Z. But then this one is just you categorize it, become 1, 2, 3. Define one function, 2 function, 3 function for each. It is not like shorten it, but then it's just organized. It's still quite long, but it's organized lah. Okay. So functional programs is a paradigm of writing a program using functions, and it's a group of statements that execute together to perform a specific task. And every Python program has at least one function, which is the main function. Okay, here means that we already use functions, but normally we use the main function and without sub-functions. So we need to declare the functions, okay, define the functions, and call the functions. Who just joined the class? Who just joined the class? I saw one. There's no one answer me? Okay, fine. Okay, so we have these three declare the functions known as functions declarations. Write a functions prototype that you have the names and then the list of arguments and their types. Use the keywords def, okay, to define the functions. Okay, and then define the function is known as the functions to definition of functions implementations. You need to write a block of statement of the functions to define the process. And you need to call it out the functions. Okay. So functions calls is a statement calls the functions to execute. Okay, and then function definition is a statement that make up a statement functions. So first you need to have the define a function's name. So what is you can name it as using the variable names. Oh, Michelle come in and out. It's normal lah. Even tak raining pun memang macam tu. Saya pun kadang-kadang kena sign out juga tertiba. Okay. So you have defined the function's name and then the parameters for this example. So you have width, float, input. Okay, enter width, and then height you also declare it, and then area equal to this. So you normally we already did this, but then now you can write a function like this and then call it later at the main functions. So this is how you do it. Okay, so you have all these function elements, headers, names, parameters, bodies, returns value. So this is the function of it. So for the elements is the descriptions. For the header is the first line contain the keywords of definitions, functions name, formal, parameters, parentheses, and double colons. So the function's name, okay, is the name of the function that you declare. And then the parameters, what it is hold for, and then the body. Then return values is not compulsory but then you will return the values when needed. Okay. So now you can try to type this at your Python program. This is a simple one. You can try this. Okay. You can try to type it now. So once you've done this, you can raise up your hand. We must practice a bit lah. Okay. You can try to type this one. So once you complete, you raise up your hands. Tadi siapa yang attendance dia? Akmal and Sao Tongpo memang tak adil eh?
Ada Dr. Akmal.
Akmal ada eh? Tongpo ada tak? Tongpo here? Not here eh? Close it. Okay. Then get back to this. Tadi sampai mana? Okay. Type and run that first, then later. Mostly done? Okay. So this is easy, right? You can see this one is you define a function's name, my functions, okay, for the x and y, and then print x and y. So this one, x, okay, and y, you need to calculate the x times y, okay, for it. So when you put the function my function, you call the my function. This one you call my function, and then you put the parameter 3 for x, y for 4. So you will print 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. This one you call the functions, and then you put in the parameter for x 3, y 4. That's why it appears 12. Another example, wait. Okay. So this one is another example here. Okay, define new functions. So you declare a function's name, and then print hello from a new function file. Okay, and then you print. This one is to have a single line spacing, and then new functions. Okay, new function is you call that functions. This one you can see that here new function is you call this function names. So when you want to call it out, you put the function's name. Okay, so it will print the hello from a new function from a new function file. So when you call it out, so this one is it. Normally we just type print hello from new function file, right? If normal one, but then if you want to organize it to become one by one, you can put define the function names, and then you put what is the content inside the body, and then when you want to call it out, you need to put like this. You call the function names. Okay, so this one is basically how function works. Okay, this one I will not ask you to type. You can try it at home if you want to. Okay, so to call a function, we use a function name followed by this bracket lah. Okay, so when called, the function execute the body of the called functions, and after the function terminates, the execution resume in the calling function set points of calls. Okay. You can hear the knocking sound. My next door, they start at the kitchen to move something already. Last week there was the drilling sound. This week they have the tumbuk sound, you know, the lesong one. I'm making fun for myself, ya. Pagi tadi tak ada. Time ni lah I start kelas, dia dah start tumbuk lesung dia. Okay? So you call it a functions, you call a function, a man can call any numbers of the functions. Okay, function can call other functions. Compiler must know the following about a function before it's called. You need to know the names, the return type, the numbers of parameter and data type of each parameters. Hey, kenapa I tekan next dia pergi lari-lari? Okay, so you can see that the example here call a functions with or without return values. So with, okay, you define with returns, then the parameter is A and B. So Y is equal to A times B. Okay, return Y. So when you print when you call it out, result equal to with return. So here you call this function out and then you put in A for 7, 8 for B, and then you print the result. So it will come out 56 because it's 7 times 8 is 56. Here you want to have a value, so you will return the value 56. Okay, so here define no returns, print the function once, and then you return. Okay, so you call it out no return, so you will print these functions. Basically, the format just like that. Okay, next is here. So code modularization is technique of subdividing a computer program into a separate programs. Also, you can call other program files. Okay, advantages of modular program is easy to debug, code is reusable, readability and reliability. So this is also examples. So you can save it. Okay, the file save with another separate files. Define the hypotenuse is hash equal to a power of 2 plus b power of 2 over 2. In the square root. Okay, power of 1 over 2. And then return hash. So you save it as separate file, named as triangles. Okay, so from triangle, you import this HYP. You see the define name HYP here. So A is 17, B is 78. So you will put in the value for A is 17, B is 78. Okay, so the hypotenuse value is, okay, print the hypotenuse value is HYP A B. Okay, so you will input the calculate derivation, then you will get this value is 78.83, 79.83 something. Okay, so from this, you can separate file. You save this file as one, and then import into another file. So this is how it can be used. So keywords from is to access the library storing the functions, and keywords import is to import the specific functions from the main library. Okay, so don't worry, this one is a little bit confusing for us because we are just touching very surface. Okay, every sections learn the same thing, just very brief introduction about this, and it is not included in the test tool, just for your knowledge. Okay, so can I move to chapter 8?
Doktor, sebelum tu nak tanya jap. Kalau untuk benda ala yang tadi tu kan, so kiranya kalau yang lama tu boleh relatekan dengan yang baru punya ni lah.
Dia semua boleh pakai. You boleh pakai yang macam ni untuk define dia. You kena boleh pecahkan satu persatu macam ni. Tapi I rasa untuk kita punya level tak perlulah. Sampai you pening kepala nanti nak buat dia.
Okey, doktor.
Lagi pening nanti kan. I mean, kalau ada error lagi susah nak trace lah. So this one is for your knowledge about that lah. You will use this if you take the you can take the elective subject under Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Elvin for the data processing something. Then you will go through deeply. Okay. Ada subject elective yang diajar oleh Dr. Nick dengan Dr. Elvin, like that one I tak ajar. Saya tak sampai level tu lah. Okay.
Okay, doktor. Terima kasih, doktor.
Okay, so data processing with third party, this one also introduce you. So normally we just all the basic about Python we already know. Okay, then actually Python you can go deeply with other third party package. Okay, so third party Python packages are rich with the extensive set of library for machine learning, statistics, and visualizations. UE can graph and so on, okay? So third party is the libraries lah. Yang biasa kita pakai macam Max tu pun third party lah. So developed by the independent and enterprise developers. So each library contains specific modules, functions, and objects which cannot be obtained from the standard Python library. Okay, so you nak import dia macam biasa, you kena guna import keywords lah. Okay, import. So example syntax to import matplot library is this one. Wait, let me go to the later. Okay, import matplot library dot pyplot as plt. You can do something like this. There are many library I can show you. Okay, so ini adalah example libraries for the data processing. You have many libraries. Okay, you have this scikit-learns, pandas, matplot, like okay, numpy. So you can use all of this. You can explore more. Here we just introduce to you. It is not cover all in this syllabus. Okay, so this one you can go through it. I already have give you in the slides. What is it for? Okay, so this one is example data set lah. Okay, you have car age, mileage, okay, HP, price. So you have independent variable and dependent variables. So independent variables is not affected by the change of their other variables, also called as input variables. So for example, the car age, okay, car age, mileage, HP, okay, and then the dependent variables is affected by the other variables. So here is the output variable and labels. So for example, here is the price. Price is depend on these variables. Okay. So here I will show you one simple linear regression models. You don't need to do it. It's okay. Else later you will having errors also. I will just show you because this one is just introductions. Okay, develop a machine learning models to predict the real estate price based on its using simple linear regressions algorithms. Dataset files named as realestateprice.csv can be downloaded here. If you want to try it at home, you can download the file, or actually I already give you the file in the Google Classroom, the Excel files, okay, for the data. So the data set is long. So this is the example data set, the price and the size. Okay. So first, you need to import the libraries, okay, as I showed you before. So from this, you import all these numpys, pandas, matplot for the program, okay. Second step, you need to import the data set. Okay, third step, you want to view the first 5 rows of the import set data using pandas. You can type this and then it will appear this. Later I will show you in the programs in the Python. Okay, and then step 4, you want to view the statistical informations. So you have the raw data and then you want to get all this data. You don't need to calculate. You just input into the Python and then you request the data set describe. So it will show you the count, the mean, the STD, the mean, the 25%, 50%, 75%, and the max. Okay, all this it will appear. Also, if you want to assign input and output variables, okay, you can put this. And then you want to find the linear regression models, you just type this, it will appear. Okay, and step 7, if you want to plot graph, okay, you type this, and then it will show you the graph. So the Python can do up to this together with the third-party library. Okay, so step S is you want to evaluate the performance using the R-squared values. So you can also get this. Okay, you type it and then it will run, you will get the result, and then obtain the input coefficients and bias. Okay, so this one, oh, you type it in, then it will come out. So actually chapter 7 is introduction about the functions and third-party library. Okay. And then if you want to see the chapter 8 for this example, I already done it before. Okay. So you just type it and then you import the data and then you request all the data according to it. Okay. You just follow. If you want to try at home, you can try and then it will appear all the result like this. Okay. So it will appear all the results until you plot the graph. Okay, so this is how getting more advanced with the Python. But chapter 7, as I repeat many times, this is not up to this for the test 2 and the project. 7 and 8 is basically for your knowledge about the Python more. So any other questions for chapter 7 and 8? Just short saja. That's why I just combine chapter 7 and 8. So after this, you can focus on the project. And I want to focus on the project with you guys. Any other questions about the chapter 7 and 8? Tak ada kan?
Tak ada.
No, Doctor.
Yes?
Tak ada.
Yeah. So projects, any questions from you guys? Because next week you guys have to submit the proposal, is it?
Betul.
And then any questions about the proposal submissions? Let me open the descriptions. Wait. Project ni 60 marks, right? You guys kena buat betul-betul lah. You now after this tinggal fokus on project saja. Dah kelas dah tak ada ni. Nak buat Google Meet pun rasa nanti untuk yang project, when you submit, I will mark and then I will check it, and then by each group I will tell you what you have to do with this. Okay. So for the project, so now can we move to the project? Okay, right. So group project are required to make a proposal of the program they are going to do their project. Topic must be related with application in civil engineering. Okay, present through video presentation and submit on week 11. Okay, 6 to 10 June. The content of the proposal should include the following items. Okay, you need to describe your PDRC elements and algorithm, your flowchart also. So this one is next week, which is week 11. I give you the due dates bila hari tu?
Dalam Google Classroom 8 hari bulan tu.
8 hari bulan is next Tuesday. So I rasa senangnya kalau nak I terus semak yang macam ni next week during the class hour. So by each group, you guys nak semua dengar ke group by group for checking the proposal?
Group by group.
Group by group.
Group by group, So next week from 2 o'clock, I will start to open by group, and then show me the videos and then the proposal. So I will check whether it's okay or not to proceed, and then I will comment. Is it okay, everyone?
Jadi doktor tak payah hantar dulu ke dekat dalam tu?
Kena hantar juga. Tapi immediately yang checking on that day senang lagi lah.
Okay.
Sebab you tinggal berapa minggu je lagi kan? 1, 2, 3, 4. Dengan you nanti ada project lagi, test subjek lain lagi. Test 2 will be on week 14. 24 hari bulan lagi. Kan? So next week, this week what you have to do is you do your project and then including the video presentation, you submit and then I will comment during that. Okay? Tak perlu ikut number group untuk slot present. So siapa nak dulu, you can in the Telegram you can book your slot lah. So each group I think is around 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Kita ada berapa group How many groups we have?
6 or 7 group, I think.
Any of you don't have the group members? Wait, let me see the group project. Ada berapa groups? Oh shit. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 groups here lah. 7 groups. One group we will spare around 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Depends on the project how I comment. Okay. So by 2 o'clock just stand by. So siapa yang nak dulu boleh kita go through and then according to group, right? In the Telegram group, I will tell when it's available after the like next group lah. Okay?
Doktor,
Yes.
yang itu kan kena hantar setiap individu ke atau group leader dalam?
Yang the proposal is it?
Ya.
Yeah, the group leader submit, and then the rest you click submit that no need to click. One group submit one, tapi yang lain kena tekan submit jugalah. Else nanti tengok macam banyak kan.
Okay.
Tapi kalau nanti macam mana nak cari? You just click when your group submit, then you just everyone click submit lah.
Okay.
Okay, but one group, one copy only.
Alright, Doctor.
Okay. But then the videos so next week we need to use Zoom, I think. Sebab Zoom dia video boleh dengar lah, Google Meet tak boleh. So next week we need to use Zoom. Next week we need to use Zoom
Doktor, video tu kita nak buat berapa minit doktor? Presentation tu.
Here tak ada mention I think around less than 5 minutes lah, jangan panjang sangat. Kalau proposal je 3 minutes enough I think. 3 to 5 minutes enough. Tak payah